We welcome you to our Community of Infinite Spirit Sunday service. This is Reverend Christine Emmerling, also presenting our Reverend Teresa Stuefloten and Reverend Sheree Garrett. We thank you for joining us. We will begin with our opening song by Sophia from her album Journey into Love, titled In the Temple of My Heart.
God of peace is now reigning in the temple of my heart. God of peace is now reigning in the temple of my heart. In my heart, in my heart, in the temple of my heart. In my heart, in my heart, in the temple of my heart. God of love is now reigning in the temple of my heart. God of love is now reigning in the temple of my heart. In my heart, in my heart, in the temple of my heart. In my heart, in my heart, in the temple of my heart. God of beauty is now reigning in the temple of my heart. God of beauty is now reigning in the temple of my heart. In my heart, in my heart, in the temple of my heart. In my heart, in my heart, in the temple of my heart. In my heart, in my heart, in the temple of my heart. In my heart, in my heart, in the temple of my heart. God of wisdom is now reigning in the temple of my heart. God of wisdom is now reigning in the temple of my heart. In in my heart, in my heart, in the temple of my heart, in my heart, in my heart, in the temple of my heart, God I glorify thee, in the temple of my heart, God I praise my heart, in the temple of my heart, God I praise my heart, in the temple of my heart, God I praise my heart, in the temple of my heart, in my heart, in my heart, in the temple of my heart.
We shall now have our opening prayer, beginning with the Divine Science Statement of Being. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am, we all are, individualized expressions of God, and ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. And so it is. And let us join our mind and heart, acknowledging the divine presence, infinite spirit, that is eternally everywhere present. This is a living presence of love. This all-encompassing love surrounds us and is expressing within, through, and as our very being. I am love. This love is uniting us all right here in this very moment, heart to heart. And all life everywhere, both visible and invisible. For we are truly one. One spirit, one mind, one body of God. And so it is. Amen. And now it is my pleasure to turn this over to Reverend Teresa.
Good morning. I have a reading for you today from the Divine Science Daily Study by Reverend Betty A. Tarpley of Roanoke, Virginia. When Jesus was asked, which is the first commandment of all, he told them, you must love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your might. And the second is like to it. You must love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus spoke often of love. God created us out of love, which continually flows through us. But we don't have to hold on to it and conserve it. It's present with us always. We can compare it to pouring oil from a bottle. After the oil is poured out, the inside of the bottle is still coated with oil. Likewise, love cannot flow through us without touching us. Mother Teresa said this about love: spread love everywhere you go. First of all, in your own house. Give love to your children, to your wife or husband, to a next-door neighbor. Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier. Be the living expression of God's kindness. Kindness in your face, kindness in your eyes, kindness in your smile, kindness in your warm greeting. Affirm, God is love, and in love I safely dwell. Now I invite you to prepare to go within for a short time of meditation, getting comfortable, closing your eyes, turning your attention to your breath, gently noticing the in-breath and the out-breath. Feeling the coolness of the in-breath and the warmth of the out-breath. Allowing the breath to sink down into the belly with each in-breath. Expanding the belly with each in-breath and contracting the belly with each out-breath. Coming into the present moment through the breath now. Completely awake and aware. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. When I awaken in the morning to a new day, I open my eyes to God's love in manifestation, and I can say, thank you, God, for this new day filled with your love. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. When I look in the mirror, washing my face or brushing my teeth, I see God's love looking back at me in my own face. I am a divine expression. I am love. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. As I give affection to a pet, a beloved pet dog, cat, bird, I see God's love looking back at me. My pet is an expression of God's love. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. As I go about my day greeting others I encounter, love in each one's face. Each one is a divine expression, an expression of God's love. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. No matter what I encounter in my day, When I bring love, I am always blessed with harmony. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. If I encounter a situation in my day where I am uncertain, I affirm, God is love, and in love I safely dwell. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. As I look out on God's creation, the flowers, the trees, the blue sky above with puffy white clouds, the birds singing in the trees, I affirm, God is love, and in love I safely dwell. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. As I feel my own miraculous heartbeat with my eyes closed, I can affirm, God is love, and in love I safely dwell. God is love, and in love I safely dwell. I let go now into 1 minute of silence, feeling the divine love within me. Now, having rested in the silence, I invite you to bring yourself back to awareness of the body, feeling grateful for God's love, enlivened and whole, remembering that you dwell in divine love. And so it is. Now we will have a song by Devotion from their album, Do All You Can, titled Expression.
Of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. A beautiful expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. Magnificent expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. 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 I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. Right. expression of God. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit.
This is Reverend Christine, and my topic today is Harmlessness to Helpfulness. The teaching of harmlessness begins in the Old Testament with Moses and the Ten Commandments. These are basic rules for a family and community to live by. They are for a self-governing society. The Ten Commandments were based on spiritual law to do no harm to another person or to yourself. These are guidelines in how to live respectfully together in a family and community. There were two books that influenced my facilitating of spiritual groups. First was The Celestine Prophecy, and the other, How to Build a Spiritual Community. From these books, I was able to implement guidelines in having a respectful and safe space for my book study and support groups and divine science classes. The basics are about being consciously present. It's about being fully present when another person is speaking, to look directly at them and truly listen. There is also a sacred pause between people speaking. It's about waiting for your turn to speak. Think before speaking. Share from your own thoughts and not from what the person before you just shared, or to disagree or give advice. And to know when to stop speaking and to allow others also to share. In this practice, people feel heard, and it creates a safe environment for people to come together and share. There is a new level of respect and comradeship for each other. Those that chose not to follow the guidelines would soon recognize this wasn't a good fit for them. Then we have people who follow the laws out of mandate and fear of punishment, rather than by desire for a better life. An example is following the traffic laws because it makes good sense for safety, or because you don't want to get a ticket, lose your insurance or driver's license. Seems when the law is being obeyed out of fear, there develops resistance, and when not valued, the laws will be broken. So going back to Moses' day, and through the years, punishments were developed for breaking the Ten Commandments, and the many laws since made for governing people. As we have seen through the years, that even with punishment, that these laws are still being broken. In divine science or New Thought teachings, we understand these commandments being followed as signs of a person that is committed to the spiritual path. They would never think of killing a person, cheating, lying, or driving recklessly. It is no longer part of their consciousness to do so. Jesus came along to teach the true meaning of the 10 Commandments. Some 1,000 years had gone by, and mankind still didn't understand the effects of their actions, let alone their thinking and intentions. As Jesus said, it's not what you put in your mouth that defiles you, but what comes out, what you think, speak, and then what follows as your actions. The Bible lets us know that the Jewish people were following several hundred rules each day, believing this would get them the rewards of heaven. All while in their thoughts and actions they could be harsh and judgmental towards others. Their daily rituals did no good when having anger, criticism, and fear in their hearts towards others or their own self. Then Jesus came along, simplifying it to just 2 laws to live by in teaching the practice of love. In Matthew chapter 22, verses 37-39, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Just 2 laws based on the one principle of love. So simply stated, yet, as Jesus tells us, takes a complete commitment of the mind, heart, and soul. We move through different levels in understanding of spiritual law. We first have a surface level of understanding, which we may follow ritualistic practices with no real regard for its deeper meaning. Next, we move to practicing the inner spiritual life, meditating and praying in silence and in reflection of how our actions, thoughts, and emotions affect our experiences and our world at large. We awaken to our oneness in God and God as us. We are consciously living and co-creating with God. Then we realize our oneness with each other, all of life, and all of creation, which is the higher law of helpfulness. Jesus' teachings move one from just the outward practice of doing to the heart of being. The first step in committing to a spiritual life is the practice of doing no harm or harmlessness. We start by taking responsibility for our thoughts, our conversations, and actions. John Randolph Price writes about the practice of harmlessness in his book, The Spiritual Philosophy for the New World, stating, in quotes, with purpose of mind, you remove unloving thoughts from your consciousness and practice harmlessness in thoughts and words. You keep loving in your small circle until you can expand your love nature and truthfully say that you love everyone without exception. And that includes anyone who has ever hurt you, anyone who has ever caused you mental suffering or emotional distress, anyone who has ever pushed your button and caused a flare of resentment. You must reach the point where you can radiate unconditional love to terrorists, murderers, rapists, child abusers, religious fanatics, political extremists. You must be detached and loving toward all. End of quotes. This means that wherever we get our news, watching TV or internet, read the newspaper, or listen to the radio, that we must censor our thoughts. We remain detached and grounded in our love. We don't let the outside world rock our inside state of being. Now we are no longer contributing to the problem. We have detached our energy, enabling us to move on to the next level of helpfulness. Helpfulness is another word for compassion. In Matthew chapter 25, verse 40, truly I say to you, inasmuch as you have done it to one of the least of these, my brethren, you have done it to me. And in verse 45, truly I say to you, inasmuch as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you also did not do it to me. Meaning, in serving mankind, we are serving God. For God is in and as all, even those that are beggars, thieves, mentally ill, and have committed horrible crimes. They are equally of God, even if they themselves are unaware of their true nature. Jesus also clarified that it is easy to serve those you love, those that are closest to you, but that we also need to serve those we have called our enemy. In Luke chapter 10, verses 30 to 35, Jesus told the story of the Good Samaritan. This term is still used for those that do good in the world. The story begins with a man robbed and wounded by thieves left to die on the side of the road. A priest comes along and walks around him. A Levite looked upon him and crossed to the other side of the road. But then a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him. He took him to an inn and tended to his wounds and paid for his room and board, and even gave some money to get on the road again. never asking for anything in return. This Samaritan, a stranger to the land, extended himself for a helpless man on the road, not questioning, not knowing if he was wealthy or homeless, good or bad. The Samaritan served him as though he were serving God, and so he was. The following is from Mysteries by Nona Brooks, published in 1924. The chapter is titled Thought Transference. In quotes, the greatest of all methods of thought transference is spiritual realization of the unity of all men. There are many of our brothers seeking the best. Let it come persistently from you and me. Let us feed the spiritually hungry. This means cooperation with the law of love. There are seekers everywhere, in homes, schools, and offices, and there are broadcasters everywhere. Remember that we can broadcast truth from the kitchen as well as from the platform. Let us be sure that we are receiving our messages from Spirit, and then broadcast these and no others to the world. End of quotes. Accordingly, we can provide our spiritual work, helping the consciousness of the world from wherever we are. It can be just a minute or two here and there. When we bring our focus within, away from the worldly scene, and lift our thoughts and feelings in love and gratitude, we are connecting with the divine presence within everyone, for we are one in spirit. These few moments can help to change the consciousness of the world. In these moments of silence, inspiration and guidance may come to take some sort of action. Then it's following through, which can be random acts of kindness or paying a kindness forward. It's all about opening our hearts, allowing love to pour forth from us. Every day, our ministerial team is sending out into the world's airways inspiring affirmations and writings. Each time we come together in meditation, classes, and even this Sunday service, we are sending out in consciousness messages of love and truth. This very moment, we are all sending. In John Randolph Price's book, A Spiritual Philosophy of the New World, he writes about the permanent atom of universal love and how this atom resides in our heart. It is a crystal atom that opens up and radiates as we focus on it in love. I invite you to participate in the following exercise to activate our universal love atom. Get comfortable and turn within. And say within, I am love. I am loved. I am loving. I feel the love vibration in my heart. I feel it expanding throughout my entire body, the mental, emotional, and physical body. All love. All there is love. 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 And I'm going to repeat this. Excuse me. I am love. I am loved. I am loving. I feel the love vibration in my heart. I feel it expanding throughout my entire body. The mental, emotional, and physical body. All love. All there is love. 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 Using your imagination, now see this atom of universal love in your heart center. Imagine it as a shining crystal of love, a glistening jewel of love. Focus on it with clarity of vision. Know that all the love in the universe is concentrated right there within you. Now see it slowly open to release its light. See the radiant rays begin to flow, moving and filling your entire energy field. Your mind, your feelings, your body. See yourself as a center of divine love. See the love essence radiating and filling your space and continuing to flow in streams of golden light. Moving out across the land to encircle this planet. See the radiance of your permanent atom of universal love flowing like a mighty stream. And see this world filled with the light of love. Now say to yourself, I am universal love in radiant expression. I silently, powerfully, and intensely radiate my love, and I send it everywhere without exception. I see it flowing into my family, my loved ones. I see the cosmic rays of love going before me to envelop and permeate everyone in my consciousness. Those who have rejected me, who have hurt me, who have not recognized my true worth, I send my love to you with no conditions attached. I love you for who and what you are. I love everyone without exception. I love everything without exception. I am the mighty power of God's love in radiant expression. And I let my love go before me to heal and harmonize every condition in my life. My light of love is now joining with others who have opened the crystal of love, and together we are saturating this world with love. Love is radiating deep into the center of the world and expanding out into the universe. All there is love. And so it is. I invite you to bring your attention back, and I thank you for your participation in spreading love. I shall now turn this over to Reverend Sheree.
Thank you, Reverend Christine, for that inspiring, beautiful message and meditation. Now we have come to divine, loving, healing, gratitude portion of our service. We give gratitude for that which is ours to give and for that we have received. I invite you to say our community of infinite spirit gratitude prayer with me now. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for all our blessings that we have in our lives. We take this time to share our blessings with others that you have graciously provided us to share. We share with an open heart, and our heart grows with gratitude by helping others. We see these blessings going out, touching hearts and creating more gratitude. Thank you for this opportunity to share. And so it is. Amen. Donations to support this uplifting ministry are gratefully received on the donation page of our website, communityofinfinitespirit.org. Now we will have our closing song. This song is by Karen Drucker from her album, Songs of the Spirit 2, titled, I Am So Blessed.
I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am blessed.
Now for our announcements. We invite you to visit our website, communityofinfinitespirit.org, to access the resources we have available. Also access to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Meetup group. You can listen to the podcast recordings of our Sunday services and meditations on our website under Healing Words, and on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel at Community of Infinite Spirit. This concludes our service. Divine blessings to you and all whom you share your healing love with, and around the world, and so it is.